the Young and the Restless spoilers. A Parisian surprise, unraveling secrets and deceptions. Danny and Christine had meticulously planned their trip to Paris, intending to surprise their dear friend Traci. It had been years since they had all been together, and the City of Light seemed like the perfect backdrop for their reunion. The moment they arrived at Traci's charming Parisian apartment, the atmosphere was filled with excitement and anticipation. As Traci opened the door, her face lit up with sheer joy. She hugged Danny and Christine tightly, tears of happiness streaming down her cheeks. It was a heartwarming scene, and for a brief moment, everything seemed perfect. The trio quickly settled into the cozy living room, sharing stories and laughter, rekindling the bond they had always cherished. But the arrival of Alan, Traci's new love interest, introduced an unexpected twist. Traci, with a beaming smile, introduced Alan to her friends. "This is Alan, the love of my life," she announced proudly. Christine, always the supportive friend, was genuinely happy for Traci. But Danny's reaction was different, his eyes narrowed as he scrutinized Alan. There was something unsettlingly familiar about him. Alan's demeanor shifted the moment he saw Danny. The confident, charming man seemed to lose his composure, his smile faltering and his movements becoming awkward. It was clear that Alan and Danny shared a history, one that neither of them was eager to discuss. Determined to maintain the cheerful atmosphere, Danny kept his suspicions to himself. However, the encounter had planted a seed of doubt in his mind. That night, as they returned to their hotel, Danny confided in Christine. "Alan is not who he says he is," Danny whispered, his voice tinged with concern. "He's a fraud. He's not a doctor, he's a con artist." Christine, shocked by the revelation, asked, "How do you know this?" Danny sighed deeply. "We crossed paths years ago. He was involved in a scam, pretending to be a doctor to swindle money from vulnerable people. He almost got away with it, but I managed to expose him. I never expected to see him again, let alone here with Traci." The gravity of the situation weighed heavily on them. Traci was deeply in love with Alan, utterly blinded by her emotions. Danny knew that confronting her with the truth would be a delicate task. Traci was known for her passionate nature. Once she was in love, it was nearly impossible to make her see reason. She had always believed in the power of love, often to her own detriment. Over the next few days, Danny observed Alan closely, looking for any signs that could confirm his suspicions. Alan, sensing the scrutiny, grew increasingly nervous. His attempts to appear composed only made his true nature more evident. The tension between Danny and Alan did not go unnoticed by Traci, who began to feel the strain on her relationship. One evening, as Danny and Christine were about to leave for dinner, Alan confronted Danny. "We need to talk," he said, his voice low and threatening. They stepped outside, away from prying eyes. "Stay out of this, Danny," Alan warned, his tone menacing. "If you reveal anything about my past, you'll regret it. Traci loves me, and I'm not going to let you ruin that. If you care about your own safety, and Christine's, you'll keep your mouth shut." Danny's heart raced with fear and anger. He realized that Alan was willing to go to great lengths to protect his deception. The threat to Christine's safety was a powerful deterrent, but Danny knew he couldn't stand by and watch Traci be manipulated. As the days passed, Danny's internal conflict grew. Should he risk his own safety and that of Christine to save Traci from a potential heartbreak? Could he convince her to see the truth, even if it meant shattering her dreams? One morning, Danny decided to take a chance. He approached Traci during breakfast, choosing his words carefully. "Traci, there's something I need to tell you about Alan," he began. Traci looked up, her eyes filled with curiosity. "What is it, Danny?" "Alan isn't who you think he is. He's not a doctor. He's a con artist who has deceived many people before. I know it's hard to believe, but I have proof. I just want you to be safe." Traci's face paled, her hands trembling. "Danny, why are you saying this? Alan loves me. He wouldn't lie to me. I understand how you feel, Traci. But love shouldn't be based on lies. Please, just look at the evidence." Reluctantly, Traci agreed to listen. Danny presented the facts, showing her documents and testimonies from Alan's past victims. It was a painful process, and Traci's heart broke as the truth became undeniable. In the end, Traci confronted Alan, demanding an explanation. The man who had once seemed so perfect crumbled under the weight of his lies. Realizing he could no longer maintain his facade, Alan fled, leaving Traci devastated but free from his deceit.